Hi there! In this video I'm going to show you how to make this necklace. It's done with some pretty stone beads, a variety of spacers, and these great metal charms. It's simple to put together. I think you'll like it. So to make this necklace you will need, first of all, your focal pieces, which are charms from House of Gems. This is a 33 by 24 millimeter oval. And you'll need two 20 millimeter round charms. And you can see these already have a hole in them for hanging. You'll need 26 millimeter beads. These are stone beads from House of Gems. 10 5 millimeter round corrugated beads and 8 millimeter corrugated oval spacer beads. You'll also need some chain. Now our beaded section will be about 10 inches. So you'll need enough chain to make the length that you want. So I have two 5-inch pieces here to make about a 20-inch necklace. And then for finishing you'll need a clasp, 5 jump rings, and you'll need 2 each crimps, crimp covers, and wire protectors. And of course you'll need some bead stringing wire. About 13 inches will be plenty. For tools you'll need chain nose pliers, wire cutters, and a crimping tool. And for laying out a necklace like this, a bead design board is very helpful. So what I've done, I've put my 26 millimeter beads into one of the channels of the board, put 10 on each side. And now I'm just going to put my charms onto jump rings. So hold a jump ring with chain nose pliers with the split at 12 o'clock. Grasp it with another pair of chain nose pliers and twist it open. And then just slide your jump ring through the hole in your charm and then close it securely, making sure that those ends meet nice and flush. And repeat for your other 2 charms. So now we're just going to take our center largest charm and place that right in the middle of the channel. Place the jump ring right in the middle, and then we're just going to push in 1 bead from each end. And then we're going to put an oval spacer on either side and push in another bead from each end and add our round charms. And this is so that when we string, we don't forget to add the charms, because it's easy to get busy stringing beads and then you forget to add your charms. Next we're going to push in another bead from either side. So you can see that each of our charms is in between 2 of our stone beads. Next we're going to add a round spacer to each side, push in a stone bead, add an oval spacer to each side, push in a stone bead. You've probably got the pattern now. Round spacer, stone bead, oval spacer, stone bead, round spacer, stone bead, the last 2 oval spacers, 2 more rounds, last stone beads, and then we'll finish with round spacers. And that is your pattern for the main part of the necklace. Now we'll take our bead stringing wire and I will show you how to finish your ends. You're just going to slide your bead stringing wire through a crimp and then in one end and out the other of a wire protector. And now before we do anything else, we're going to add an end of one of our pieces of chain, the end link. Slide that on so it's down over the wire protector. And now we can slide the end of our wire back through the crimp. There we go. Just squeeze together the ends of that wire protector. And that way you can slide your crimp up fairly close to it and then use your crimping pliers. Now you'll notice that crimping pliers have a U-shaped section and then an oval section near the tips. So the first thing we're going to do is put our crimp in the U-shape section and give it a squeeze. And that makes a dimple and flattens that crimp out. And then we're going to put that crimp sideways in the U-shape section that's nearer the tips. And give another squeeze, and that flattens it and makes it nice and neat. Now always give a tug, make sure that's secure. And then use your wire cutters to trim that excess wire. And then you can leave it like that, but I like to finish with a crimp cover. It looks like a bead with a bite taken out of it. And I like to use my crimping pliers because they've got these round spots. It makes it easy to pick these up. And you just pick it up like this with your crimping pliers, slide it over that crimp, gently squeeze to close it up. And now it just looks like you have a nice little bead there. And now we just start stringing on our beads in the order that we put them on the board. So I've gotten this far, and you can see that it's very helpful to have your charms right in there so that you don't forget to add them as you're stringing. I mean, with a jump ring you could add it later, but it's a lot easier just to add it now as you're stringing along. So then you just go ahead and continue to string all of your beads, and then you finish the other end of the wire the exact same way by adding a crimp, adding the wire protector, adding the chain for your back of your necklace, and then bring the wire back through the crimp, flatten it. Make sure when you pull up the excess that you don't pull it up snug, but leave a little bit of slack in the wire so that your necklace will hang nicely. And here's what I mean by that. When you're doing the second end of a strung piece of jewelry, of course you don't want to leave this much slack because that would just look sloppy and messy. But if you pull it up all the way taut, it makes your jewelry rather stiff. So just having a little bit of, an 1/8 of an inch of slack. Most of that you won't even see because as the jewelry curves, it actually takes up space. So just leave a little bit of extra space in your wire. Not even that much, like 1/8 of an inch or so. But whatever you do, don't pull it up tight like this because you can see how stiff that is, and it just makes it look, cheap, and it doesn't hang nicely. So then finish this end the same as the other end by flattening the crimp with your crimping pliers, and then add a jump ring to one end and use your last jump ring to add a clasp to the other end. And here's another look at our necklace all done. Happy creating!